Welcome to this pre-study video presentation prior to the NODEFIC United Nations Logistic course. This presentation is one of 5 short presentations that all are mandatory before applying on the online digital training. Those of you who has completed the online digital training may apply to the 1-week advanced United Nations Logistic course in NODEFIC in Oslo, Norway. Please find more information at our webpage, nodefic.no. After this introduction, you should be able to recall the structure of the Memorandum of Understanding and Letter Assist and the differences between these two. Memorandum of Understanding is an agreement between the United Nations and the troop police contributor for participate with troops or police in a United Nations mission. Memorandum of Understanding is built up like any other official contract and establish responsibilities among the United Nations headquarters, the United Nations mission, and the troop police contributor. Even if the Memorandum of Understanding is something we negotiate, we can't change or negotiate anything of the main document, since this is already adopted by or agreed by the General Assembly. The negotiation of Memorandum of Understanding are always conducted at United Nations headquarters in New York. It is important that the troop police contributors delegation has the proper authority to negotiate with the United Nations headquarters. The delegation needs to have the correct information of available troops and equipment so that what is agreed also will be deployed in the United Nations mission. The delegation also needs to have proper participation. United Nations recommends that delegations includes a military officer, preferably the commanding officer of the unit, a logistic officer who knows the national equipment and the national self-sustainment capabilities, relevant officers. If you're negotiation for a hospital, a doctor should follow. If it's an engineer unit, an engineer officer should follow. Finance officer or contingent owned equipment officer, a movement officer, a lawyer, national headquarters representatives who will be supporting the unit from back home. The United Nations Secretariat has no rules regarding the size of the troop or police contributors delegation, but the troop police contributor is responsible for all their own expenses during the negotiation. The Memorandum of Understanding has several annexes that is not open for negotiation. By signing the Memorandum of Understanding, the troop or police contributor also agree to all responsibilities within these annexes. Some of these annexes are standalone documents that are both vital and important. The Statement of Unit Requirement, SOR, contains the operational and logistic requirements for the police or military units in a United Nations mission. It is specific for each unit in each United Nations mission and contains the unit's capabilities, capacities, composition, and other demands. Guidelines for formed units from police and the troop contributor countries contain general information about the operational, administrative, and logical and financial aspects of the deployment, support, and operations of formed units in a peacekeeping operation. The TPCC guidelines focus on the troop police contributors' preparations and deployment. COE Manual. Contingent Owned Equipment Manual gives regulations regarding the standard of equipment and reimbursement procedures. This manual will be more explained in the last pre-study presentation. The main Memorandum of Understanding document is not open for negotiation. Most of the annexes is not open for negotiation. What are we negotiating? We are negotiating the size of the unit's main equipment, and what logistic responsibility the unit should have. Annex A is the number of troops or police. Annex B is the major equipment, the equipment the unit needs to solve their tasks. And Annex C is the self-sustainment responsibilities, the logistic responsibilities to the unit. The content of Annex B and C are explained in details in the COE manual and will be looked into in the next pre-study presentation. Letter assist is a contractual document, legal binding, between the United Nations and the troop or police contributor. It provides the authority for procurement of services on behalf of the United Nations. It is a contract where the troop police contributor provide a service for the United Nations and where the United Nations reimburse or pay the troop contributors for that service. When do we use the letter assist? When a special need arises for essential items or services which are not available through normal sources of supply in the mission area. Example: the troop police contributor assign aircraft or vessels to the mission. The troop police contributor carry out deployment or redeployment of personnel and or equipment using its own capacities. The troop or police contributor carry out troop rotation using own capacities. In general, we use the Memorandum of Understanding for units and we use the letter assist for services. The content of letter assist and Memorandum of Understanding are different. The troop police contributor has influence on the content in the letter assist. Normally, the letter assist contains details regarding the performance and responsibilities of the service. How to deploy, redeploy the service to a United Nations mission, who can use the service, and how should the service be available, and of course the reimbursement rate or how much the United Nations will have to pay for the service. Both the Memorandum of Understanding and the letter assist is used as documentation for reimbursement or payment to the troop or police contributors. It is recommended to use footnotes on all annexes, Annex A, B and C, to explain details regarding the equipment. This, together with photos of all equipment mentioned in the Memorandum of Understanding or the letter assist, will make the inspection and verifications in the field easier and minimize misunderstanding. It's also recommended that the troop or police contributor keeps copy of the Memorandum of Understanding and the letter assist at all levels, both in the mission and back home. We have in this presentation introduced you to the Memorandum of Understanding and the letter assist and how the United Nations and the troop police contributors uses these documents and contracts as official agreements. Key takeaway: Memorandum of Understanding is for units and letter assist for services. Both is contracts where tasks and payment go hand in hand. Thank you for following this presentation.